Okay. So today our as discussed, our objective is to understand more basics about how as a Java connecting to the any database, maybe MySQL database, right?
Right.
So till now, whatever we have understand, our this is one word the database side, and
Right.
in the database, and this is our microservice application. Okay, they are using the one of the library is JPA, Java Persistent API. Our microservice take the help of JPA, and JPA internally doing communication between your database and saving data and returning data, and finally my application responds to the customer, right? So till now all the uh, connection, how our Java language connecting to this database are wrapped by hidden by this our string data JPA, Java Persistent API, right?
Correct. Yeah.
This is and how it works. It works on the basis of your configuration files, application.property file. In
Right.
application.property files, we are giving the basic configuration like, hey, this is my database server name, this is my username, this is my password name, and with the help of this configuration, our JPA is able to create table, get table, delete entry, insert entry. All the operations are internally taken care by your Spring Data JPA, right?
Oh, you mean user authentication also?
Yes, all everything, right? Taken care by your JPA, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
here our objective to let's explore more deep dive. How JPA are creating table, how JPA are inserting table, how JPA are firing the select query, right? As a Java code itself. I'm not going to use Spring framework. I'm not going to use the Spring Data JPA, right? So is it possible? I'm just writing one my core Java method, main method, and I can directly talk to the here database and create maybe insert query, update query, delete query, any query, right? So
Right.
we are
That's the whole plan. That's the
that's
whole.
the
Yeah.
plan for the day. Today we are going to understand how my core Java applications are talk to the MySQL database. It's clear. Today the
Right.
objective is that, just for our understanding, for our learning. But generally, whenever building a microservice, generally we are using some library which are already implemented this concept. This is known as the concept we are going to understand is the Java JDBC concept,
Okay.
Java database connectivity, right? So we are going to understand how we are going to use the JDBC, Java Database Connectivity, right? This concept internally implemented by the different framework that known as a ORM framework, Object Relationship Mapping Frameworks. Like we have understand, we have read one like a string data JPA, one implementation. Similarly, all of other framework, Hibernate, other framework, MyBetis, lots of existing library available which help us your Java application can talk to the database easily, right?
Yeah.
So this is the theory. Let's move to understand the JDBC. Okay, it's clear. Objective what today we are going to understand.
So JDBC is a driver.
Yes, you can say. Okay. So as usual, let's start one basic application. Let's start with a simple one application. Here I'm using this just creating one POM application, basic application, right? Just use a Maven project and just give this package name anything,
Mhm.
GL, and certificate name. Just give the JDBC demo,
Right.
JDBC demo. Okay, JDBC demo. That's and just Java 21 and just create simple. I'm not going to any dependency, right? I'm just simple Java application, right? Just generate them, download. Okay, done. and just this is the downloaded part, and just I can what to extract all, right? Extract all. This is done. Download and JDBC demo. This is demo. Simple application is open in the IntelliJ, right?
Right.
So here, whatever we are going to, okay, whatever we are going to understand, we have to look the both way. Java side, simple core Java, and our MySQL side, MySQL database, right? The first understand basic things, and then we are going to understand, hey, insert some query, delete some query, select some query. We are going to firing. Okay, we are going to execute, right? So you can
Yeah.
say whatever the query you are going to run on the MySQL command prompts, same query we can run from the Java side. Now my application is open. Let's check this first POM file, what the POM dependency they added. So here all is good. The project name, group name, it's okay. But I'm not interested any kind of dependency. Just I remove this all dependency. I don't need a Spring Boot application, right? No dependency, right?
Right.
But here, excuse me, here I want one dependency, MySQL driver, right? How our Java application talk to the MySQL. So MySQL given his driver. So we have to add only one dependency, MySQL connector, Java MySQL connector, right? So
Right.
as you know how we can get those dependency, Google just MVN uh nice, MVN Maven Java MySQL. Okay, MySQL Connect driver, right? Connector driver. Just you search them, and whatever the first links, just you need one dependency. Now your Java application are going to talk to the database. Let's latest one, whatever the latest one, and just copy this one dependency, right? And just paste. In our application, we are just going to only one dependency. Our Java application going to talk to the MySQL. So this dependency we have to add only one, right? Is it clear?
So when we had the Spring Boot, the
Mhm.
previous examples, we didn't have this dependency.
And I have this dependency always needed. In each
Oh, we
application
had.
you check, we have added this dependency. This
Okay. Okay.
dependency, if you are want to your application, Java application talk to the database, you require database connectivity. How MySQL know how you can call to the MySQL until MySQL not give the permission to you, right? It's good. Why this driver needed?
Yeah.
Because here I want, this is the my MySQL database, right? This is the MySQL database, and this is my simple core Java application. How core Java talk to this database directly? Because this is a different syntax of the Java, different rule of the Java. MySQL database maybe have different rules to understand different languages, structure query language, right? So how
Right.
they are connect? So this MySQL company, okay, say not, don't bother, I will provide driver. So he say, if any Java application want to talk to me, they can use my this driver. This is the driver. So JDBC driver. This is the provided by your MySQL company itself, right? So
Right.
this jar file, this package, this dependency, who provided? Provided by the MySQL community itself. And now our application taking the help of this driver, and then this they talk to the driver, a driver talk to the database. Internally this driver know how our database work, how can it can communicate to the database, right?
Right.
So purpose here, driver is just a middleware between your Java applications and a database, because Java is a different language follow, and MySQL follow different language, right? How both are they to talk to each other? So for talking to both, between that we need a one person mediator, yeah, person that understand both Java and MySQL, right?
Right.
The JDBC just intermediate, driver just understand the both. Due to that, in our core Java applications we need a one dependency MySQL driver. This MySQL database is not only designed for the Java language. This is the Java related driver. Maybe I want to C++ application talk to this driver. We can use the C++ driver, right?
Right.
If you go to this official website of Google MySQL, okay, this is the MySQL website, and here lots of go to let's open. Here they are providing MySQL database, which programming language they are by default connect. So here maybe somewhere MySQL MySQL connector developer zone, and here somewhere MySQL documentation. This is the enterprise connector. This is the connector. Go to the connector here and find they support the different language. They support the Python. Okay, they support the Java, Python, JavaScript, C++ language, C hash language, CAPI, PHP, and other language. Right. So any other programming language want to connect to this MySQL database server. Okay, they have to uh, use it. We are using the Java language, so we need a Java connector, right?
Right.
So we have download this. So generally, we can download this connector from this MySQL website itself, or just say, "Hey, Meban, you can download MySQL." The MySQL know they can download from this website, right? So is it clear? So why need a
Yeah.
MySQL? Because we Java language want to communicate, talk to the MySQL server. So if you are talk to the any database server, generally we need that database driver. Okay, as some say key MySQL connectors. It's clear.
Yeah.
It's basic. Good. So that's one part done. And question is that if you are using this driver, how driver work? So you have to follow this documentation. They give in the documentation here. Completely go the view here documentation online, and they given the complete steps how we can to communicate to the data. What the kind of classes? Complete notice the JDBC concept. Notice they implemented each and everything here. If you want to any more detail, you can read this document. They have given example as well as what are the things you have to do. Whatever I'm going to teach, each and everything here mentioned. Notice here you have to need the kind of a driver manager for select query, for create a statement, all the things they have automatically explained here well. So we are not going to detail understand, but whatever today we are going to understand, that's all available in this documentation. We are not going to learning any new things. Yeah, already available on the MySQL connector developer guide, right? Just read out. I'm not going to read everything as per our need. You can, whenever you want to explore, you can do. Notice this can communicate to database server. This can communicate to the Spring application. They can communicate to the any application. So all are the example here mentioned, right? So good option. I'm not going to detail everything, but here each and everything for details understanding you can read, right?
Right.
So great. So now let's look our application. So it's this part clear why we are needing the MySQL connector because Java application want to connect MySQL.
Right.
So let's our source code main Java application. This is the Java application, and here just now stop them. And these are something I don't need a Spring Boot application. I don't need anything, right? This is my simple core Java application, right?
Right.
I don't need anything. Simple S out. Okay. Hello world. Okay.
Right.
Hello testing of MySQL. Okay. This is a simple Java application. If I run it, this is nothing. Just run by your simple hello world, right?
That's
You can
correct.
look. There is not any Spring Boot application, not restarted anything. This is simple core Java application. Whatever you're printing, I'm getting this output, right?
Correct. Yeah.
It's good. So Now, whenever I'm going to talk about the database, always we need the one MySQL support. You can create out of that database, and then you can use those database. And this database you can save some data, maybe employee detail, person detail, anything, right?
Right.
So let's open the your MySQL command prompt and just log in the root. So first, generally, whenever you are starting any application, good option here you can check databases. So databases existing, what the database created. Okay, so here lots of database already we created like test, maybe something, or you can create anyone new or reuse, right? So let's us we can create one new database, and according to new database, we are going to the new tables and understand each and everything from fresh, right? We are not going to use any region. So let us go to example. We already know how to create the new database. Already know this is the three four line commands. We can create database using this three-line command, right?
Yeah, same one, right?
Same. Yeah.
Same one.
Yeah. We are going to create the database JDBC demo, right? JDBC demo. Okay. JDBC demo. Okay. This is the database I created. JDBC demo, and username same database I given the permission. Right. So here
Right.
first I create the JDBC demo. Copy here and just create the one. Copy and paste. This is the create one database created. Now check the source databases. Now JDBC demo one database created, right? Good option. And user already created. Let's give the permission to this user, right? And copy and give the permission. If you want to create again user, well, because this already same user I can use. User, there is no problem. You can use the create a new user as well as new database. Let's create a new user, JDBC user, right? Just create the JDBC user, right? Then you create the
Right.
new user, JDBC user, and password same as JDBC user, and give permission to all JDBC user, right? So here I can copy this command. I can say, hey, first create one user. First I created one database, and then I create user, JDBC user. The user created, and after that, hey, this database give all permission to the JDBC user, and I can give it. So in this way, our database is ready and set up. This using four command. Okay.
Right.
So now you check the databases. Oh, galat, wrong. Now database. As you know, okay, any database you want to use, you can use the command use and JDBC JDBC underscore demo, right? Okay. And this is the new database change. So tables, so tables. Uh, all are the notice whatever the command we are typing, so database, so user, each and every command you can find on the MySQL server, right? If you want here, just so all the commands like a so database, like a so tables, right? So these all the commands uh, you can find the official document of the MySQL developer job, right? Here just click here, all the commands you can find here. How to here can, so you can say so tables are from table, lots of query, all the query whatever I'm writing here you can find in the MySQL itself, right?
We
So
don't need to
MySQL,
go to the. We don't need to go to the Spring Boot web page.
no,
To
no, no. Each and every command here, create database, drop database, whatever the SQL command I'm going to run here, all you can find in this documentation of this MySQL. Okay, I'm not writing any new thing which are so tables commands, whatever thing, all come. You can read a detail here if you want to read. You can read here, right?
Hmm. Right.
Whatever I'm going to, let's keep now database created. Now a no table. I'm going to create one new table. Let's example. So how to create? How do I know what is the syntax involved? Simply go to the database here, say, hey MySQL, I need the create table syntax, right? So hey, I need a create table, create table, right? If you know already syntax, that's good. If you don't know, Just use the official documentation. They help us how to notice this the show tables, no tables, and let's create. This is the create table command. Okay, you can do is in a create table command, and this table created. So let's example, I am going to create one table, maybe person table or any table you can create. So what is the syntax say? Create table, and here you can say create table. This is a create table, right? Space your table name. Here this is the table name. You can say table name maybe my person. Okay, person my table, and here say semicolon here say, and here say notice open करे say name you want to name, give the name here like you want to give. So this is the syntax here. Your name is the variable name, column name, and this is the data type varchar, means they support the string. All the things we have to read out about all the data types MySQL support, right? Similarly, we want to maybe varchar, date data types, six character, whatever things we have here. So as of now, we are not going to more detail. Let's go to this ID part as well. ID, create ID. ID should be the integer, I think, integer, and this even you can find out the all the you can say MySQL data types. You can just go here and say data types MySQL. Okay, MySQL data type, because here we why need all these things data type, because now we are not using any framework, so we have to create manually your tables, right? These are the 11 data types they support, right? So in case of you are not using any application framework, at that times we responsibility we have to create table. They support all the data types like maybe numeric data type, date and time, string data type, special. So I need a numeric like ID. ID should be the number. You can go for number. What kind of database support they? They support integer. These are data types are decimal data types and numeric data type, float data types, all data types that support. So we are going to the use the integer data type. You can say integer have a four variant, maybe int, float. If you write int by default they support this 4 byte storage location, right? So whatever the like a Java database we have understand. Similarly, MySQL also support the different kind of database, right? So we are not going to more detail here, but basic understand. Let's say I'm going to create one ID field that is integer, our name field that is your varchar means string here, right? And one more field, let's age also should be integer, right? So these things I'm not going to understand, but you can here all the database you can data type you can understand. Like you want to string, so check how string creation happen. So here for string they are using the varchar, binary, var binary, blob, text, number, set. You can anything. Maybe you can use the text, right? So lots of data type this MySQL support, right? You can either varchar or you can either maybe you can use one either maybe one more field like for let's example like name, age, and let's address. Okay, so the name, age, and address are a city. Okay, city, whatever the city. And here you have given option. You can give the not I want to varchar. I want to just test. You can say text. So this database you can data types you can use, right? So it's clear how we are going to create the table syntax, right?
Yeah.
Or even you can here also search in the documentation create table. Create table. You can find all the documentation, right? Here, notice the create table statement here. So you can search out. This is lots of create table syntax given here. Even lots of example given here. Lots of things. Okay. So each everything's like in this way, create table name, column name, different statement we have option, right? So we're not going to more detail about the MySQL side. Our purpose just understand basic. The basic should be like a create tables command you should know, because now you are not using the any driver, so they are not going to create the uh, table by default. You have to manually create, right? So let's run this command. Okay, let's copy and run this command on MySQL prompt, and somehow okay. Okay. This is the syntax. Last should be not a comma, right? This is the right ID, name, age, and city. So you should copy like this way. So now your table is created, right? And if you take show tables, notice 1% table created, right? You say select star from person, person, and notice no data available, right? So let's here our objective to in- insert data from the Java side, right? I'm not going to insert manually here. So how will do? So first things, till now any confusion, we have created one our database JDBC and created one table. Now in this table, we are going to put data from my Java side, getting data, inserting data, and getting data both things, right? Is it clear?
Yeah.
So let's move to the other. So good example, this is the main application for testing, and good example, let's write one class to connect class uh, JDBC, JDBC connect, connector. Okay, just I written one class. Okay, where we are writing all the JDBC code, right?
Right.
So class first uh, use this method. Let's what method? I want to first connect database and then execute query. So let's write a very simple thing. So let just explain basic things about this how we are following the steps to connect database. So here basic operation we are going to right now code here. One your database, and this is your Java application. First Java application going to connect here. So I am going to use this somehow need the connection between the both, right? So for connections, there is a class given by this MySQL driver implementation driver manager. The driver manager, because we are doing the JDBC driver, so we need a driver manager to help us to connect here. Once we are able to connect, and after that, we are going to run the query. Means select query, insert query, update query, any query, right? So first we have to connect. So we are using the some classes because here until this driver already provided some classes to you. So we are going to use those classes, right? Okay. So let
Right.
me here. So here I'm going to say yes. Simple say uh, public. Uh, what? So let's me I go to the move later part. Simple in main method I'm going to explain first. Okay. So let's see how to connect to the MySQL. So here say, hey, driver manager is the one class. How we know driver manager? Because our Java this is the documentation say you have to use this driver manager to connect your application, right? So they have explained all the steps. So I'm going to first say, hey driver manager, I want to connect to you. Okay. So this is the connect method. So connect method, notice they are expecting some kind of URL. URL means ki you tell me where is the database server, what is the port, what is the IP, what is the database name, what is the username, what is the password name. Notice in our Spring Boot applications, we are giving this URL, right? Notice it? Your JDBC, MySQL, localhost, and this port. So similarly, the same URL you have to give your driver manager class. Here say, hey, this is the my URL, but this is the not my database. My database is your. This is the my JDBC database, right? This is the my database I want to communicate, right? The first this connect method are expecting tell me your database server name, port name, and database name, right? And second, if you want to communicating any machine, you need the username and password, right? So I know already I created my username and password the JDBC user, right? So I say, hey, this is my JDBC username and password. So here I say, hey, this is my username and this is my password. So this is the basic configuration you have to put here and get assigned in the variable. Now we are getting the correction, right?
Mm.
So this is the first line you have to do. You have to say, hey driver manager, I want to connect. So where connect? This is my local host. This is my port number. This is my JDBC MySQL is the driver name. Okay, this is the driver name. This is the local host or your machine where the MySQL server installed. This is the port number. This is the database name. This is the username, and this is the password name. It's clear. When you pass this information, notice in a Spring Boot application in microservice we are giving in this application property, right? Username, password, each and everything are mentioned here. And notice here your driver class name here is passing driver. Similarly, this is the things I am doing here in the code itself. This is your driver name. This is your URL. This is your username. This is your password. So this line help us to Java application communicate. So notice this application throwing some kind of exception, right? Some kind of exception. So you have to handle the exception. As of now, let's move here. SQL exception, right?
Mm.
Good. So this is the one thing, right? So once now your let's check we are getting some connection output or are getting exception, right? Just check this out, right? We are able to connect to database or not. Line by line steps. The first steps you are connecting to the database and just run and test, right? And after that, let's just write okay. Yes, it is. So if this line works successfully, that means your application means Java main code are able to connect to the database, right?
Mm.
But notice here something no suitable driver found. Here say something MySQL JDBC no suitable driver found exception, right? So what is the problem? Why they're
Mm.
not able to find, right? So let me whenever I added dependency here, I am added pom dot dependency with the pom. This is the pom dependency I added here, right? I added here, right? And we have to just refresh this so that they are downloaded and set in my path, right?
Mm.
So let me, it's done. And again, I test my application. Notice now my application done successfully and there is no any exceptions. Notice now some connections created, right?
Mhm.
com.mysql.jcjd connection. So it say now your applications are able to connect to the database, right? Question is that whenever you are connecting, that means still now your database and your Java application are able to connect here. And whenever connect and you are going to close your terminal, by default our responsibility we have to release this connection, because one connection you happen whenever you stopping your application you have to release the connection. So generally we have to follow some connection dot close something, and we have already understand good option you use this try and resources. You can create this variable inside a try block so that your try block try block, okay. So in this way your code is automatically close this all the kind of okay. So this is the best practices we have to follow. We have to say, hey, I open the database connection and I also close it, okay. This is the best practices we have to follow. So this why we are using a try block, so that whatever the I'm Java application connected to the database, once activity done, that connection must be released, so that MySQL driver is free. Now no one are accessing to me. So till now it's okay. Now I am going to just insert one record to the database from this. Yeah. So now we have this connection and connection clause. We have to create next like a create statement. Second line we have to do. We have to create one statement. Statements means from this object, you can execute any query, maybe insert query, update query, delete query, all the query. So here say this have a method dot execute query. Here you have to pass your execute query, and this query is going to execute it. Okay, executed. So question is that how which query I'm going to write. Our first objective, I'm going to insert one new record in this table, right? So first things we have to understand how we can write the insert query. Again, go to the Java documentation and say I need the insert SQL, right? Insert insert SQL, right? So they have given to the insert statement how you are going to inserting new record. So by default, these are the some syntax about the insert commands, how we are going to insert into table name and value. These are the basic syntax we have to follow to insert. So let us, I'm just preparing SQL insert into my table name is the person. So I say, hey, this is the person. This is the person. I am going to say, hey, this is the my person table. This is the person table. And here, if you want table name, or you can get table name like here I want to ID field. I want to give the ID. I want to give a name. I want to give a name value and comma. I want to give a age. I want to be a city, right? These are the fold. And here corresponding value. First you ID, then you pass your ID. Let's get ID pass. I one 100 I pass, and name let's say pass. In SQL, string is represented as a single quote. So you can write in single quote Sam. And what is the age? Age let's 45. What is the city? What is the city? City let's any city name. Toronto. Okay. So now this is syntax known as a insert SQL. So this syntax you have to aware, because you are Java application manually going to connect to the database server. So you know how to insert SQL. I'm able to write. So this is is insert SQL. Just copy and say, hey, this SQL is going to execute my Java application. So here you can just paste them, right? So now, okay. So now once this query run and I'm getting some output, and after I'm going to cluster, and after that I'm going to just go and check the database. Currently here, if you run the database here, I'm not getting any data here, right? And now let's just run this code. What we are doing? We are getting first connecting to the database and creating a statement and executing this query. These three lines we are doing, and let's run it. So notice done, connection done. Now here say something execute false, and let's test the database. So notice I am getting here data, right? Whatever the Java applications are want to save the value here, whatever the value passed, the same data are here saved. Notice, is it clear? How you can store data from your Java side to the
Right.
MySQL, right? So let's this is the one way. Any number of SQL you want to connect, you can do, right? SQL 1, 2, 3, any number of things you can do here. Maybe these are the many number of time you paste here and put a different value. Like be 102, 103, 105, different name, right? Team, John, okay? And here say Mary,
Right.
and here different ages, different ages like 50, 35, 20, 46, any day. City can be uh, any country name, you can say USA, India, okay, okay, Canada, whatever, right? So Whenever I run again, I run this code. Because main application I am run, this code is going to, these value are going to store in this database. Notice in database there is only one record. Once I run this code, I run this code, and notice I am able to, uh, once my application, okay, yes, that's done, yes, it's okay, done, there is no problem. And after I am checking here, notice all the data are stored in my database, right? So this is the way where our Java application, whatever that they have value, are going to request, hey MySQL server, can you just store in your database? So this is known as a, for storing data in the database. One way is the insert query command. Insert query. They give the table name and what are the value you have to pass. So is it clear how you are writing data into the database? Okay, let's next question. How we can read this? I know we have written it. Sometime I need to get data, read data. The for getting data, for reading data, we have to not use this insert query. You have to use the select query. So yes, I just check the select query syntax. Okay, select SQL. So here you can find the select query. How you want to select the query. So this is the basic syntax of this MySQL. How they support SQL selecting. Okay, select means your ready data. Lots of column here. Select star from table and you can get the data. Select star id field you want to select id. So whatever the basic select query rules and regulation, you can find on the MySQL documentation. And here you have to write some SQL. So let's say I don't want to apply some insert query, right? So I have to comment out. Why need to comment out? Because whenever I run main application, they are going to again insert the same record, right? So this is the, because we have written only one main method, due to that we have to comment out. And let's, I am trying to, next statement I want to run the hey statement. I sorry, this is the statement and they have a method like a dot execute query. Whenever you run execute query, they return the result set. Now I want to result back, database give me the value. So whenever you want to do some uh, d- get data from database, means the select query, then you have to use the execute query method. Then you have to use execute query. Here you have to write your execute query method and they return with your result. Whatever the result you have, you are getting this variable. So let us understand what is the syntax of, basic syntax of MySQL, how to get this all the row. Just basic syntax, you have to file the select star from your table name, whatever the table you have, right? So here our basic command like say, hey, select star from table, my table is the person, okay? So
Right.
this is the query which are returning the result to you. So if I run this query on this my command prompt, here if you run, okay, just say hey, this is a query, just run here and notice you are getting data here. So this is MySQL side, that this data, this result I can get from my Java side as well, as right. So
Right.
let us on how we can put the same query, you can paste here, right? So now whenever
Right.
you run this query, result come in this here. Now here you know ki this can return one row, two row, three row, four row, five row. You want to print all the row, right? So you have to
Right.
make some kind of loop until how, question is that ki until when I run the loop, one time, two time, three. I don't know ki the number of data is stored in the database. Maybe one row, maybe two row, maybe three row. So this result set already know they have a method like while run query while result set dot uh, next any row, next data exists until I am going to give you the data. So if question is that ki how I can get this value, retrieve this value, because this is the object. I want here should be like I here I know that this have a ID field, name field, age, and city, all the fields. How I can get from here ID, name, age. So this string result set given a to some kind of a, hey, get. And here you notice lots of get method: get array, get block, get digit, get byte, get globe, get date, get string. All the things they have a get method. So here say कि I know कि our id column is integer, so I can say get int. And here give me your column name id. So if you notice here print, you are getting the s out all. Just run this code. So when we running this code, I am getting all id of this. So let's run it. MySQL started running, and notice I'm getting all the id part, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, I want to not only id, but I want to name as well as, right? So
Mm-hmm.
here say, hey, name should be column name, but name is a string. So I can say, hey, get get string. I want to get the string, right? And name column. Okay. And here say, well, this is the name column. Just say, instead of this, say here
Mm-hmm.
id plus is comma, here say
Mm-hmm.
plus the name. Okay. Now at least here no id and name both. So here I get name and I get id. So in this way, you are able to get age and get name.
Mm-hmm.
So run over. This is the ID. This is the name. Similarly, you want to age and city. All the things you can do here. I know this is the my. Uh, uh, let's do this again. I say, hey, I need the age. Age, I know this is integer, so I can take the age int, right? Get
Right.
int method, right? And similarly, I know the your string is the my uh city, city, okay, city and get city. What happened? I misplaced the name. Here I missed the Y. Can I understand the system or not? Okay.
No.
Yes. Let's you run. And then we figure out, hey, there is no such column sit, right? If P carefully you write this, notice you are getting exception. Column CIT not found, right? So here our result set will know ki what is the column defining this person. So you have to be carefully give the name of your city, right? And just let's this is the age, just say plus comma age, okay, plus comma plus city, okay, city. So this is the way you can read all the columns value from the one row, then while next row until you are not getting the, all the data. You are getting all the data, right? Whatever the this query runs, select star from person. Same you are running from here, you are getting this all value. Similarly, all the values we are able to read from the Java side. Notice here, till now, any confusion how we can perform a select query? Select means
Okay.
getting
So
data from the database.
basically, what I noticed is that we ran the SQL query
Yes, right. From the Java side.
from the Java side, but
And
in terms of Spring Boot, we will be using a framework. So
yes,
we don't
so
type
Pussy
Java.
simply hey, find by find all. They return this all
Yeah,
value, right?
find all save
Yeah.
dot save.
Yeah. So this for is insert query in the strings data JP say, hey, save, and you just save, right? So internally they
Right.
are doing for you. Internally, Spring framework are hibernate internally writing this insert script query, right? You notice in
Right.
the log we are saying all the insert query, select query fired by your string data JP, right?
Right.
Now, here I'm not using any framework. That means our developer responsibility, we have to write this insert query, select query, update query, delete query. Let's say I want to update some record, right? I
Right.
want to update this record, some record. So how will do? Let's see. I want to just comment them, and I am going to just update one record. Let me. This is the records. Maybe uh, name employee ID 103. I want to update his age from 35 to 36. Right?
Right.
So we have to know how to use the update query, because in this Spring Boot, Spring framework, we don't understand how update query is written, because the framework no. But if you are using the manually, then you have to follow the syntax of MySQL, how update query support. Just search here update SQL, right? And notice this is the update statement. And this is the syntax we have to follow. First update, table name, and the value, and then some condition, right? So this is the
Right.
basic syntax we have to follow to updating any record. So like update column name, table name, and which value you want to set, right? So this is the update query you have to follow. So this is the update query, and I'm say, hey, update table means my person table, person, okay, person set.
Right.
Which column you want to set? Age column, sorry. So here say age equal to whatever the value age plus one, right? But this query run, that means they update the all the employee, but I don't want to update the all the employee, right? I want to only which id is the 103, right? So
Right.
say where where id equal to 103, right? So this query, if I'm going to want to run, they are going to update the query. So let's do it. So question is that let's again I'm going to say, hey, already these two lines needed to correction and statement given the all kind of your update statement. So here say I am going to say, hey, uh, just tell me here, insert dot execute query. I don't want to return value, just updated the query. So again I'm going to use this same query method. Here j sir, and this is my query I am written already. This is the query and say, hey, run this query from the backend side. Okay, done. And after that this query executed, and after I'm checking here, the database is going to the change the value. Notice this is the 35 till now. And let's, or you can even uh, uh, run this query like here. Mm, just I'm say, let's just run, even here we can run select all, right? Here similarly you can just run before updating. I want to check the output here, and after the output, right? So here say, hey, statement dot execute query. I want to run this which query? Select query, select query, select star from all, but not for all. I want to where we have to say id equal to 103 only, right?
Mhm.
Generally follow the preference all the keywords in the, okay.
Mhm.
So before updating, I am going to check what is the previous value and what is the new value, right? So result set say, hey, uh, just check similarly while result set has a nest. If nest, I can just print this all the value. ID name age here. Similarly, I just print here. Similarly, just do again here. Okay. Okay. So before I am updating, I am just checking this value person ID 103. Once done, after that again I am going to the same thing, right? Okay, and just say S out. Before and after you can get the output, right? So if not running this state exit query, and this is the first we are getting only one record 103, and after only 103 run it. We are getting only one record because you are mentioned select star, okay, something, okay, why two. So notice I am getting only one record here. This is the before and after. I am going to show, no, I had want to update this record. So I uncomment the code, this, right? Uncomment this code, and notice these are going to increment the age by 1. Here you can set anything, age 50, 55, anything, whatever you want. Increment by 2, increment by 3, whatever you want. Let's increment by 2. They are going to increment the age by 2, right?
Right.
Just run it and check. Your age must be incremented. Here I want to update the record, right? So let's notice previously age is the 37, now age become a 37, right?
Right.
And if you notice here database also age become a 37, right? It's clear.
Right. Right.
So this is the way we are pro- learn how to insert record, means to create new record, maybe select all, maybe select one, or update record. Similarly, sometime I want to delete this. Don't want to. I want to record some delete. Should be deleted, right? So how to do delete? So similarly, we have to also know what is the delete syntax. How we can write the SQL for delete? Just go here, say, hey, need the delete SQL, right? Just search MySQL and give the delete statement and read here. This is the delete syntax. We have to just follow the basic rule. Delete from table name and condition. Which condition you want to delete, right? This is the
Right.
basic syntax we have to follow. Hey, this is the delete syntax. I'm say, hey, delete syntax. And here say delete from table name, our table name person, where let's say I want to delete by ID, let's your 103 I want to delete, right?
Right.
So this query, if I run from Java side, this record must be deleted. So let me same query here. This is the same SQL I am going to just write here. Okay, and I'm going to just comment all the things. Okay, so that this should be this should be, let's key. I'm going to do the same line here. Just I am commented out, not don't want to update, and I want to just delete. If you notice, if I run here, this record 103, sorry, I am saying, hey, give me the 103 record. 103 record they return here, right? And after that, say, hey, I am going to apply this delete query, not update. I want to delete the records. I want to delete this. Delete from table where ID is equal to 103, right? So this record must be deleted. And after that, again say, hey, want to read 103. So surely I'm not getting any value because this record already deleted. So here, first you are getting data, second deletion successfully, and after that again you try to read the data 103 because 103 already deleted, you are getting no data here, right?
Right.
That should be done. So here you are getting the first time data, next time you are not getting data, right? Because this is a deleted. And even you check from database, currently 103 record exists, and run this query. Okay, delete query here, copy and paste here. And now notice, okay, you have to run the select star form. Notice no record is a 103, right? So here 103 record is deleted, right?
Right.
This way all the operation like in the case of a get API, post API, put API, we did using the Spring framework. Internally Spring is doing everything for you. Spring internally using this driver manager to connect database, and for creating post endpoint, yeah, they are using the insert query, and for get endpoint they are using the select query. Similarly you can say get one, only one, they are using this query where by ID, right? Get one, get two, or similarly update query, or similarly delete query. All the query internally here we are writing manually. A Spring framework just help us to do these all operation automatically for you.
Now I know. Okay. Now it's more easier.
Hmm. So this is the things before a Spring framework, before any framework, still you can do
And this is
nothing.
how people used to do.
Generally not suggested. If you are building application, these are the things with the fix your framework can do easily. Then why you are investing your unnecessary time? Your application development cost going to increase if you're not using any framework already supported. You are investing your time here to writing the basic things that already supported by some framework, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, I understand. Yeah.
Right, sometime maybe you are a misspell the spelling something, right? Misspell something, right? So
Yes.
notice here till now, whatever we did, this is the basic things we cover, right? But notice in the case of our Spring Boot book, we are always saving, getting the Java object like a person, right? One model, right? But notice here,
Right,
I'm not getting any model, any Java class, just one value we have to pass here, right? The
right, right, right.
good option we have to learn how we can save my person object, not the id, not the name only, right?
Right.
So if you know this is the basic things, you can do each and every other thing as well. Let's give the example. Now I'm commenting all the things, right? Till now any confusion? First, let's any question.
Yes, yes. I have question.
Yes.
Now, I noticed that you copy go on connection.
Yes.
Um, when you wrote the connection
Uh,
JDBC,
uh,
you took it from the Spring Boot application set properties.
no, this is the things you can no, because this is the MySQL connection. Say I need a database URL. This is the you say this is the JDBC driver. Which driver you are
Mm.
going to use? This is the where your database server install. Host name. This is your port number. This is your database. Which database I'm going to connect?
And how would I know this local host thing if I didn't have
Because
Spring
you
Boot?
already know now where your database server. If you don't know, you cannot connect to the database, right? Until you are
Mm.
not know where my database, how you can use them, right?
Right,
You
right,
must to know okay, this is my database server installed in my local machine, or cloud, or XY server, XY IP address. Somehow you have to know, right?
mm-hmm.
Until you are don't know your MySQL server, how you can connect? Even how you can connect from your browser or from your laptop, right?
Right.
So this is the by default. Whoever install your MySQL server, they give your IP address. Maybe my local IP or cloud IP or any XY machine, right?
Right.
Whenever generally any software install, they run on a particular port. This is the port you have to run. 3306, this is the default port. Whenever you installing MySQL, by default they are going to use the 3306. But you can change this port, right? While you
Right.
install it, then you can change the port 3307. So you have to write here 3307. This is not hard coded, right? I am trying to say this is the basic information your JDBC driver needed to connect database. Your server, install IP address, port number, and which database, and what is the username and password.
Right. Right.
This information
Uh,
available, then anyone can connect to the MySQL server.
oh yeah, I see that now. When I open my MySQL, it
Uh,
tells me. That's me.
tells me, right? And option is that good option. Similarly, same thing used by your framework like a Spring. Whenever you using the Spring framework your application, same thing you can pass in your application property file, right? In application property file, you say this is my URL, this is my database password, this is my username, right? So
Right. Right.
if the Spring framework use this property file to connect to database. Now you as a Java developer, you are passing those information in this driver manager dot get connect method,
Got it.
and now your
Now I got
database is connected. And after connect, whatever the statement you can say insert, update, delete. These are the query known as a statement. Notice whenever I am searching insert query, notice just tell me here say I want to just insert query, insert insert SQL, right?
it.
Whenever
Right.
I search, notice they SQL say ki insert statement. Notice they say insert is the one statement. This is the statement, right? Statements means they are doing some activities. So similarly we have to get create statement, And after this statement object, this is statement Java interface, is this statement interface you can call any insert query or select query or update query or delete query. So due to that, we have to, after connecting this database, you have to make one create statement, right?
Right.
This method create a statement, you're getting connection, and after that you do each and everything whatever you want to do.
Right. Right.
Any further question?
Okay. Now I got it. Now I got it. Okay. I only had one question.
Good.
That's
Any other question?
uh yeah. No, I understand now. I understand. I
So
understand.
generally, these code are not written in a main method whenever you're writing
I have
application.
a I have a question. I have a
Yes,
question. Let's say
yes,
go down a little bit.
yes.
You see how we are using get int and get string
Uh,
based on what type of data is
yeah.
returning,
What
right?
types of data you written here? Here's an integer. This
Yeah.
is int. This is the varchar or int or this. What are the data types you define while creating a table? The same thing you can say,
Okay.
hey, result set, I want to integer for this field. This is the column name, and this is the data type int. This is the
Okay. So
column name, this is the data type string.
okay. So
Column name, data
it
type
has to
int.
be each
Yes, column.
a column. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
In Java, whenever you can declare any variable, let's say I'm declare variable x equal to 10. Okay. So
Right.
it's not possible Java understand what is the x. You say x is the integer, right? Or x is a
Right.
float, x is double. Similarly, in the MySQL, whatever the column you are going to say, tell me what kind of value they are going to hold.
Right.
Just syntax different. Here, first say data type, then your variable name. In the MySQL, first say your variable name, then data types. Variable name, then data type. It's just reverse, you can say. Each programming language each have a different syntax. So if you are using the MySQL, you have to follow first variable name, a column name, then data type. But in the Java world, first data type, then variable name, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So different platform, different language, different syntax, semantic we have to follow, right?
Right.
Any confusion, any doubt?
Got it.
So let's look the what? What let's look. Let's look one more example where I am going to create my person object and I can say person object, get person object, like in Spring framework we're doing, right?
Like an
In
array list.
complete Java object. Here we're not creating any employee object. Notice any person
Yeah.
object, right?
Yeah. It's a single thing. Yeah.
All the value independent value pass here. So let's do just write what is control Z. So here I am going to create one model person and I want to save complete person object and get person object, right?
Right.
Instead of I'm doing all the things is the just I'm commented all the things, right? Okay, all the comment, nothing, all the codes are commented, right? And
Right.
just I run, what is this happening? Main, this is two exceptions, what they print. Okay, I have to close this as well as okay. All is okay. So if you run simple my hello world, so here objective, these are the basic primitive always you have to use. But sometime always you are not going to use only independent variable. Sometime you have a class object, right? Generally in
Right.
Java have a class object. So how we can deal those? Okay. So good option. Let's write one class as a person is the same class, right? Person
Right.
is class and give the same here like a person id name a city. Let's give the same thing here, say कि, hey uh, private data types maybe int and here say id, right?
Right.
Id. And similarly you have to use like age, okay, and similarly you have to age like is name string name and one more is the like a city, okay.
Mhm.
These are things we have. And after that, just laid a simple what constructor, right?
Yeah,
Constructor, and let's getter set, right? Getter
yeah,
set, getter setter, and last we have to twisting method, right? Twisting method, right? So these are the
right,
basic one Java model created, right? Now I am going to say, let's say I'm created here. Hey, uh, here say my person one, right? Person
right,
one equal to new person, right? And
right.
person ID, that's 201, and your name would be like in Java string double quote, right?
Mhm.
Right? Anis, okay,
Yeah.
and age should be 34, and city would be Canada, okay,
Right.
okay. So here Java string is a double quote, clear, okay. So this is the person object, okay. Now I want to save this person object in the database, right?
Mhm. Right.
I will do, right? So best practice, you can do similarly this way, but generally for just learning purpose, I say write each and everything main method. But generally we avoid to using the main method, right? Always write the code in a separate method, right?
Mhm. Oh,
Notice
okay.
here,
So normally you save the object when
mhm,
you do
yeah. So
dictionary.
here
Okay.
now I want something one save method. Hey, save, right? Save method. I want to save method, save and pass this person object, right? And this would be
Right.
save, right? This is the main code only, right?
Right.
But there's a save method. You have to add a save method first, right?
Mhm.
So
Right.
let's write one save method. Or it would be somehow maybe our JDBC driver have some same method, right? This is my connect class. I say, hey public, and I need the one save method, right?
Right.
Let's
Public
static
void.
uh, and just save method, right? A
Yeah.
save method understand your person, okay?
Person.
Person, and I can just pass here, right? And good option here ki hey JDBC connector main method I can say hey JDBC connector you save my person. This is the code I want. Main method just create the person object I want to save, right? It's a good option. In this way, this is code. Generally, in the case of JP, we say, hey, our repository save my person, right?
Mhm.
Good option. So let's understand ki how I can write the same method.
So
Notice
we need to okay. So we need to create this method because it doesn't come with the with this class,
we are
right?
not
It
using
doesn't come.
yeah, we are not using any framework. We have to write each and every method, right?
Right. 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 Yeah.
So let's
I
sometimes
understand.
how we can write the same method. I
Mhm.
know for writing a save, we need to save in the database. We're not writing the file, so we need a database connection, right? So something we need a method. Hey, give me the sub connection. So I know already how to get a connection database. I know this is the line of code that give us a connection, right?
Right.
So instead of here, I can say, hey database, uh, public void uh, get connection. Okay, get DB connection. DB connection, okay.
Mhm.
Just get a statement. S- sta- statement, okay. I want to just use this code, okay. I want to just want to
Mhm.
this is done. They need a import, okay. Import this class. Yeah, this is the import this class. All these classes imported. Import this class, right? Okay, and just this is okay. So this is the way I won. Best now I say, hey, return this.
Mhm.
Okay. In this way, generally, we have write separate method made get connection. Why I'm writing? So that we can reuse. Maybe here say I want to get connection method, right?
Mhm.
The generally practice whenever you're writing code, main method for purpose. Here say just return the connection.
Mm.
Okay, okay. This is the returning connection. So you are writing one line method get connection. They return the connection. Okay, and after that we can say, hey, here I'm not going to reuse the code again and again. I say, hey, get connection method, give me the get create statement. So this is the way here should be return your connection. Okay. So
Mhm.
this is the way generally we write code. Notice, but they are throwing some exception. We have to handle in the add signature. They are also throwing some exception. Handle the exception, right?
Mhm.
This should be return the statement. Okay. So this is the way writing code is separate method for your. This should be somehow public static method. Okay. From class name you can call, right, anywhere, right. So
Mhm.
now this two line I'm created in two method. Notice in the main method we are just writing a two same code in the main method, right? This should be in separate method so that anyone can reuse them, right? So what I'm saying ki one method get connection, one method to return statement, and here say now person. So what person say I need the statement, I need
Mhm.
the statement. Hey statement dot save something, right?
Yeah.
Save. So here say get a statement, now get a statement, right? And now the same query I have to write this insert query, right? Now I have a statement, this is want to save. You have to use the same code, but here, here. Notice I want to statement dot execute, right?
Mhm.
But here now I have a person object, then person say, hey, I need this value, not a hard coded value. This should be your, so here say double code plus plus person dot get ID, right?
Mhm.
Value change. Similarly for here name, the here say double code plus plus here say person dot get name, right? Here just syntax the same but change the value. Here say double code, here say person dot get age.
Mhm.
Here say city name, not hard coded value,
Mhm.
double code plus plus and say person dot get city. So notice here I'm just writing insert query with the actual value, not the hard coded value. Notice.
Mhm.
So in this way, our person object going to, they are throwing some exception, add to the exception, right?
Mhm.
So notice this person say what say? Person is executed modified visibility. Okay. So in this way, notice I am writing one method save that save your person object. How say person ID here, person name here, person age here, person city here, right? And let's go test. Now best option now in my method main method what I'm going to say, just I'm say hey this is my person class, I want to save them and just okay, right?
Mhm.
The same method what you written, same method you written like code, hey create statement dot save, or simply you can say even this not written early statement created, you can just simply say hey I need a just this liner one liner code, just execute same method, right? This is the way, right?
Mhm.
So in this way, you notice I am written different small lineup method. And now we can test this new record, whichever I am passing here. Notice here 10201. Let's run and test 201 data saved or not. Oh, something exception the line number here. Oh, I missed something. Where say driver manager? Why this is not needed? Any error? No. Let's again main method and test this application. So this would be save this Anis record. It's okay. And let's save check the database. Notice this is Anish save, right?
Mhm.
So notice here in main method, what let's say I want to create one more object, right? Person two, right? So maybe I want to save a list of person or multiple any number of employee people you can save here, right? Let's say
Mhm.
I want to save 10 people. You can create 10 object and pass here, right? Here I want to make more two people, right? Person two and person three, right? Person
Yeah.
one and person two. Let's say I want to save, right?
Mhm.
You can create two person object and you can call two time save person one and person two. Let's this is the ID chain ID like a three and three, right? And is the chain name, okay, and any city, any age. So okay, in this way, basic way ki always notice here I just save this object one two. Okay, maybe you can create 10 object and 10 you can save this loop, right?
Mhm.
So now notice here I am just creating object and saving in the database. In the same method, what I can say, hey statement, just execute this query, right?
Mhm.
Internally all the written by individual value, but from the here method, main method look like just we're calling the same method. Same in the case of our Spring Data JPI. I say, hey, save my user, save my employee, save my person, right? So
Mm.
internally, this code written by your Spring framework, Hibernate framework itself.
Oh, yeah, just I understand now. Got
So
it.
let and run it and check this through 301 or 301 two times must be created, right? It's okay. And test here. This is the created. Notice here.
Right, right,
So here by default these codes are just let's say want to delete or update or any method you can now in this class you can write all the like same method. Similarly, you can say find by ID. Okay, say here say I want to method like a find all, right?
right.
Find find all. I want to method. I want to find all the person, right?
Mhm.
I want to method. So how to key? This means you want to which code you want? You want to run this code. Which code? Find all. Look like this code you want, right? This code you want to run, right?
Mhm.
They return all, right? Just you write this code in your code base. Here, hey, find all method I want to return here. Say just here and just write this code.
Mhm.
Okay, here, and it should be say, hey, this is the get statement, right? I am already created get statement. I am return the query, and here say, hey, result set import, and I am going to do it here. But notice here I have to return the list of employee, right? List of person. Say list of I return the person, right? So here say before, and here say, hey, I need a list of the persons list equal to new array list. Okay, and here say whatever this I'm not going to printing here, right? I want to return the right. So here say how say here say similarly like this is the things person object. I say hey, this is the person object create, this is the person, and here it should be this is the ID. So I say hey, this is the just put here ID. Okay, and this is the name, this is the name, this is the age, this is the your city. No, I am person created and this person I'm going to add in a list dot add. Okay, so
Mhm.
notice here same thing I'm not printing in a here, just I am writing one generic method. What they say, they okay, okay, right? Question. Now I whenever I say find all, why they are person class person find visibility. Okay, they should something like nice. Okay. It's clear. This is a find all method. They return. This is the way find all method internally implemented by your JPA. Now you are writing your own method. Now let's check here. In the main method, you say, hey, I don't want to save here. I don't want to save. I am going to say, hey, JDB connector, give me find all. Right? They return the list of people.
Right.
You can print them. How to print them? Now you have a method. Say, hey, this is dot stream and simply dot for each, right? For each and
mm,
print system dot out dot println. So this is the way you can implement the find all method. They return all the people, all the person. Just run it.
mm,
Oh, missing the return keyword. Says yes, this should be return, right? After this while loop, you have to return person list, right?
mm,
Let's again test. Notice I am getting all the person record, right? Similarly, output you notice we are getting in the case of your JDBC data framework, right? We just calling the hey GPA find all, right? They return the list of person. Notice, and we are printing here, right?
Right.
So this is the way find all method. This code written by your framework for you, right? Maybe you
Right.
want just return not the find all, find by ID. You say, yeah, I want to find by ID, right? So you say,
Right.
hey, here give me your ID, right? Here say where same code here. Here say like WHERE where ID equal to plus your ID, right? And this is
mm,
the same thing here. Just done, and here you can return just person return. This should be on the top, right? Because we have to return the null. Okay, equal
mm,
to null. And here say I have to return this person. Just this the code already. Once you understand, now we written they return only one person. What? This is the only one person, right? Find by ID.
Right.
So this is the way you are find by ID. Just passing the ID, say select is from a person where ID equal to whatever ID pass him, right?
mm,
Right.
And you are returning what they are saying exception variable ID. Okay. So already you have to already ID here. So you don't need to define get ID because already someone already passed you, right? Okay.
Right.
The way we only name ID and says everything safety, right? So in this way, someone say, hey, no, I don't want to find all. I want to just okay, hey, JDBC connector dot find by ID and ID I want to which ID? Let's check the database. I want to ID maybe 102, right? So here say I want to 102. Okay, they get me the value. Just comment out. Okay, so this is the your person you get, right? And just print out your value. So here whatever the ID you pass, the same person you are getting the output. Notice I am getting the 102, right? Let's say no, no, I want to 100 word record. They give me the 100. Might be say I pass some ID incorrect, right? I'm getting the 100 record here, right? Might be I pass 110. Might be this ID not exist. You return the null because this ID not exist, right? So this is the way we are implement all the. I'm getting the null because we're not getting any ID that was the 1010 because there is no database which is for 1010, right?
Right.
Might be similarly want to this a find all. Maybe you want to delete record, delete by ID, right? So similarly, instead same code here, just copy and paste. Simply delete by ID. Simply this work for my me. Here say just I want to delete. So change the method here. Uh, uh, delete. Say delete by ID. Just just take ID name, right? ID, integer ID, right? And here
Right.
say which query I have to follow. Already delete query. This is the delete query, right?
Right.
Delete query. You say, hey, run this delete query. This is the delete query, right? And delete by ID, not hard coded ID, just plus what ID I'm received, right? ID. So this is the way you are just deleting delete by ID. Let's check delete by ID, delete or not record. So hey, I'm just go comment out and say, hey, no, hey JDBC connector, I want to delete by ID record. And let's delete which I want to delete. I want to delete 301. Okay,
Mhm.
301. And once I run delete by ID, they delete my record. Let's run it and check 30. Okay, done. And check by default 301 record. And if I run again, 301 lost, right? So in this way, you can implement these are the basic operation. So notice these things already implemented by your string data JPA, delete by ID, find by ID, find
Right.
save method. If you want, you do yourself, you can do using this simple method, right?
Right. Right.
So internally notice, I am not, whenever we are using this, we are developing our Spring Boot API, we are using Spring Data JPA. So this class is written for you internally by the Spring JPA.
Mhm.
We are not writing, but you are not using a Spring framework, you can do by yourself, just writing this couple of statement, one connection, one statement, and after that you can write any query, insert query, select query, delete query, maybe update query as well, as right, you want to update. Similarly, you can do update like a same method, right? Here,
Right.
like is in the same Spring Data JPA, say you want to update record, so how to do? Using the same method, right?
Mhm.
Right.
So till now, any doubt, any questions?
Now I got it. Now I got it. It's now I got it.
It's very simple. You do, yeah, your framework do, right? But
Right.
sometimes already these things already supported by any library, why you cannot use the library, right?
Right. 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 I understand.
This is the only purpose. But if you not say this all thing you can do yourself.
Right. Right. Mhm.
So it's clear? Any doubt, any question?
I'm good. I'm good.
So now here we are very good to know we can, this is the method. Okay. So these the methods. Now we have a person object. You can say person. You can find all method, find by ID method, right? Or find by delete by ID, right? You can
Right.
implement all these method. So generally, these manually all the thing writing in a main method. Generally, we are avoiding, right? Main method just used to the function call, right?
Right.
So good option. Always create a one new class for the maybe database connector, JDBC connector. Similarly, in Spring Boot application, we are using the JPA, right? Java Persistent API. Here I'm say JDBC connector. This all the code like save all, find all, right? Separate method, separate. So anyone can use at any time, right?
Right.
Let's do practice. And if any doubt, any question, any confusion, we'll connect. But basic things of the today class, these two methods. One
Mhm.
method to connecting to the database by
Mhm.
this URL. This is the URL. What is the URL means? Your driver name, your
Mhm.
IP address means where the MySQL server install, your port number, and which database. Which database means here in your MySQL server, multiple database, right? So
Mhm.
databases, right? So
Right.
databases. Here lots of database. Which database your application going to connect? They are going to do JDBC demo, mapping, MySQL, sys, test, user DB, right? Which database? Here you
Mhm.
have to specify your database name. Yeah, schema name you can say, right?
Mhm.
And this is the IP address. By default, whenever you installing your application, MySQL server, they ask username and password. Notice you have to specify your username and password. So this is the basic about the MySQL connection.
Mhm.
If this is connect properly, after that you can just create one statement, and after this statement method, you can execute all the query, maybe insert query, maybe select query, maybe delete query, maybe update query, right?
Mhm.
Even you can use this update query. Why you want to update some record, whatever you want, you can just write the method update, right?
Mhm.
So whatever we are today doing this for just our understanding how our Java language are connecting to the any database. And notice good part, now this code are connecting to the MySQL database, right? Let's
Mhm.
in future you want to connect this code using the not MySQL Postgres. Just you have to change this line Postgres, and all the codes are work fine for the different database.
Okay.
Let's in future this Oracle database. You just change this URL Oracle database here and complete your code work for the Oracle database.
Mhm.
There is a no any no here all the packages we are using. This is simple Java API, Java X dot, right? Notice. There is not any MySQL package. This is not a MySQL class. This is not a MySQL. Because
Mhm.
this is the platform database independent classes we are using. So this same code work for MySQL server, same code work for Oracle, same code work for Postgres, same code work for H2 database. The only difference is your this method correct URL method. Only this difference is you have to change.
Right.
On all other code, all application, never you are going to change anything. By default, currently my this Java application are connecting to the MySQL server, right? MySQL server. Properly are
Mhm.
saving data, getting data. Later part you decided no, I'm going to use the Oracle database, right? Oracle database. So in
Right.
the application you have to just change this line. Say, hey, this is my Oracle database URL. And same application now stop connecting here, they are going to connecting to the here.
Mhm.
Later part decided no, I'm going to use this maybe Postgres database. Just change this URL to the Postgres database, and your application is stop connecting here, they are connected to this database. So
Mhm.
good part, you written the only one code, one database, and easily in the future you can change your database. Your
Mhm.
application is not hard coupled with any database. Why? Due to this concept of the JDBC, Java Database Connectivity Specification.
Right.
Right.
Because here we are not using any classes that are related to the MySQL server. That is not related to the Postgres server. This is all the Java classes only. Notice all the Java classes.
Right.
Mhm.
So due to say Java say write once and run everywhere. Similarly, using the JDBC concept, Java database connect, connectivities specification.
Right.
This is very simple. Just let's use them. And due to this simplicity, all this code already provided by your lots of ORM framework. You say
Mhm.
ORM framework, object relationship mapping. This means this is objects. Java is the object oriented programming language, right? Java.
Right.
Database
Right.
is a relational database, right? Relational. So how this application talk to this application using this ORM tool? How all the ORM tools are implemented? This is the concept of your Java database connectivity specification (JDBC). You can say Spring Data JPA. They are using the concept of JDBC. Hibernate using ORM tool, all the ORM tool, maybe IBT stocks, or you can talk any ORM tool. Internally, they are implemented this concept of the JDBCI concept.
Mhm.
So very simple. Let's do practice. Just write these two method, and now your core Java code are connected to the any database, and rest almost you have to follow the syntax semantic of respective database query part. Maybe MySQL has some different syntax, Oracle has some different syntax. This query you have to write according to the database, right?
Right.
You have any question?
Not really. Yeah.
It's, I think we are good for the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do practice. Any doubt, any
Sure.
confusion, again we will discuss it. But this is a very sufficient guidelines for the how your core Java application connecting to the database using this JDBC concept.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
This class helped to know actual what framework does.
Yeah, internally the same string data JPA doing for you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
String data JP, generally we are using this concept, right? Repository
Yeah.
dot zip, repository dot find all, repository dot get all, repository dot delete by ID, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right.
Let's do practice.
Sure.
We are good to stop this session, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rajiv.